Hello everybody, and welcome to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. So right off the bat, I should probably mention that this is not live. I'm doing this post commentary. I don't know. It's just what I prefer. I don't know. Like I've done like live streams, but doing like a live video just feels kind of different for some reason. I don't know. Just prefer to just play the game and then just do the commentary after. I don't know. I feel like it just goes better with me. But as you can see, first time booting up the game. I have watched some streams of the game because, well, I mean, it's not really like a new game. It is obviously a remake of Generation 1 for the third time. So I don't really feel like there's too many spoilers. So I do know a little bit of what's going on. But so first off, we get this cute little cutscene, which is pretty cool. You got the female Pikachu, and you can tell because of the heart-shaped tail. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we pick our language, very important part of the game. Make sure we get it right. So we are using the right Joy-Con, because I am right-handed, which I thought was kind of weird at first, but I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But here we go, starting right into the game. We get Professor Oak, and I don't know. Seeing this intro in like full 3D was, I don't know. These graphics are so good. Like, it makes me so excited for the new like the Generation 8 game that's gonna come out on the Switch, and sometime in 2019. Like, this game just looks absolutely amazing, and like, I've seen multiple people call this game like a GameCube game in terms of graphics, and like, those people just don't understand what a GameCube game looks like, I think. I don't know. I think this game looks amazing. And if you think it looks like a GameCube game, then I actually just think you're wrong, unfortunately. But, I don't know. But here we go, picking the character. Obviously we're going with like the most default male character there is, 'cause it's the one that most represents me, I guess. I don't know. Going with the name Deck, obviously. And this is our friend slash rival. He's hardly a rival because he's not a dick to us. They should bring that back, but oh well. I wasn't really sure what to call the rival. I was thinking of like maybe like a friend that I have, but then I was like, I'll just go with something a bit more neutral. So I was gonna go with green, but then I thought I heard that there's actually like a green in the game, and I wasn't really too sure, so I decided to not bother with green. And then I decided I'll just call them yellow, because they never really I don't remember them ever calling like a rival yellow. And I thought this was quite fitting because the whole reason I got Let's Go Pikachu was because my first Pokemon game was Pokemon Yellow, so I figured it was quite appropriate to call the rival yellow. I think their default name is like Tracy or something. I'm not 100% sure. I think I heard someone say it was Tracy, but well, it began with a T at least. I'm pretty sure it was Tracy. But with all that said and done, we go straight into the world of Pokemon, which is pretty cool. So here in our bedroom, there's our Switch with the blue Joy-Con just on the table. Have no idea where the red one is. I guess we lost it. I guess one thing I was questioning is that everyone I've watched so far, I've watched like 2 people, and both of them, I guess including myself, have all used the right-hand joystick. And I'm just curious is if that's affecting which Joy-Con's left on the table, because the blue one's left-handed. So it makes sense that you don't have that one, like you're leaving it. And I guess the idea is that you're taking the one with you, but I just don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that actually means anything. I don't know if it changes. I guess I'd have to restart the game and find out. Like on a different account or something, I don't know. But if anyone knows, please let me know, because I'd like to know. Here I am messing with the settings. I changed the controller, which then reverted the text speed back to normal, and I thought it did, and thank god I noticed it. Yeah, we're changing that back to fast, confirming it this time, and there we go. Yeah, this is our room. This is our room in 3D. Look at it. It looks so cool. This game just looks so good. I don't know. I was really like skeptical about this game before it came out, but I've played it for a few hours now, and I'm already stopping just to make this video and get it out like tonight, and to then make a couple more for the next few days. I don't know. As soon as I'm done with like these, I'm recording part 1, 2, and 3. Well, at least hopefully part 1, 2, and 3. At least doing 1. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going straight back to playing the game. I'm literally only stopping to do this. But yeah, there is that rival telling us to check his email he sent us. We already did that. I'm disappointed they didn't put the potion in the PC again. They there was another game they didn't do that in. I think it was X and Y. I don't know. It might have been Sun and Moon. There was one generation when they just didn't put the potion in the PC. It might have been Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire even. I don't know. It was one of the games where they didn't include the potion in the PC. And it upsets me when they don't do that. Like, that's tradition. How can they? It's like if you got rid of the Pokemon dude that always gives you like a free sample. You just don't do it. Yeah, look at this dude. I'm just gonna keep talking about how great this looks. Like, the music's so good too. I don't know. I'm just so excited for Generation 8. And look, there's Professor Oak playing with his Pidgeys. Like, I'm actually having way more fun with this game than I expected to. Obviously, the difficulty is a bit lacking, which was something to be expected. So I find it hard to complain about it because it's not like I didn't know about it, and that's like the whole point of the game, is that it's supposed to be easy. I guess you could complain about it, but it feels a little weird too, considering they like stated from the start it's going to be easy compared to the other games. But either way, here's the wild Pikachu. My. Yeah, here we go. Doing our first wild battle capture thing. This is like, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Look at all. I'm not using the wrist strap like they're telling me to, so hopefully no injuries, none so far. You know, fingers crossed. Hopefully it didn't just jinx it, but here we go, catching our first Pokemon, the Pikachu. Easy. Didn't even have to use any berries. Easiest capture of my life. And look at it, there it is. Our first Pokemon. It's pretty like, it's very different because like in Yellow and like Fire and Leaf Green, it's like, I was like, what are you doing? Get out of the grass, you idiot. And in Yellow, I think he even catches the Pikachu for you or something like that. It's been a long time since I played Yellow. But I think something like that happens. I don't fully remember. But and in Yellow, Pikachu hates you. It's very it's like the anime where Pikachu hates Ash at like the start. Yeah, Pikachu's not very fond of you in Yellow, but in this game it's very different. But Yellow is questioning why a Pokeball just came speeding on through here, and I mean, I'm questioning how the Pokeball got through the door. That's my biggest concern. But here we go. We're about to get our first Pokemon. Obviously, you have to try getting one of the other Pokeballs, but yeah, they don't let you do that. Which is kind of, I was hoping to tell you what was in the balls. Obviously, you learn what's in one of them because your rival takes one. But the third one's just kind of left there, and you don't know what's in it, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, this cutscene is it's just adorable. I don't know. The cutscenes in this game are really good, I think. Like, I felt like the cutscenes in like Sun and Moon and like Oris, it kind of took you. It ruined the immersion for me. In this game, I feel like they're done really well. I don't know what's really different, but the cutscenes in this game just don't feel as out of place. But yeah, Pikachu, as his tradition, hates his Pokeball and wants to just be out of it all the time. And as is tradition with me, I'm not nicknaming my Pokemon. I really just don't like doing it in general. I'm doing it in the Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke because it's like, it's not a rule, but like it's something I think it might even be a rule actually. I think it is a role, so you feel more attachment, but it just doesn't do that much for me. I don't know. I just like having the names. This is the default, and this is good for me. I like it. I was really curious as what this machine was. I assume, because like in Pokemon Go, you can transfer Pokemon to the professor, and in exchange you get candy. So I assume that's what that machine's supposed to represent. It's like Pokemon being transferred in or something, but I'm not sure. And I like how they still have that little email to Oak from the Pokemon League. Like, there are a lot of things that are like, obviously it's a remake, so a lot of the things did carry over, but some things did change, and that'll all come up later, because, I mean, I'll point them out, because some of them are pretty obvious. Like, getting the Pokedex now, even. Before, you had to go get Oak's parcel from Vermilion City, right? That's the next town, and, or city, even. And, obviously now we're getting the Pokedex, you know, in this moment. So clearly, Oak's parcel is not really a thing at the moment. Spoilers, it is still a thing, but it's different. So, like, they still keep it in, but yeah, it's not the Pokedex, which I guess makes more sense because this game's more centered around catching Pokemon. And I guess it makes more sense to give you the Pokedex when you first leave the town, rather than leaving the town the second time, which was always a little strange. So here's our mom, meeting our Pikachu for the first time. Obviously, she's amazed that I caught it. I mean, it's quite a feat. So I guess this is actually slightly different too from the originals. You don't usually get the map from your mom. You got the map from your rival's sister. So yeah, that's different too. Like, there are just a few little differences, but it doesn't really change much. Well, I guess there are some big differences. You know, like the whole no wild battles. That's a pretty big difference. This dude's still the same, talking about technology. Has slightly different text there. He talks about the smartphone. He's evolving too. I am gonna be taking this kind of slow, like in towns. I'm gonna be exploring like quite a few of the buildings and like talking to a few of the NPCs. I don't know. I'm really like just drawn into the game, like with that and like doing that sort of thing. I don't usually do that, but I don't know, this game just kind of makes me want to do that for a change. So it will be a little bit of a slower thing, but here we go, going to Route 1, and we're gonna go engage battle, kind of, with this Pidgey. So obviously you have to. First I want to check how many Pokeballs you get, because I knew you had a lot. Yeah, they start you out with 50 Pokeballs, which makes quite a lot of sense considering the game is revolved around catching, but as you can see, I failed my first like actual attempt at catching a Pokemon. Unfortunate. It's like a little weird, mostly because of where like the way I'm sitting, and like having to point the Joy-Con at the screen. It's just a little weird with the way I'm positioned, but I figure it out. Because I'm like quite close to the screen, so I guess it like, and like the way I have to hold it is like up and like close to me, so it like kind of messes with it, I think. I'm not sure. You hear I'm messing with the ability to check its cry and animations and stuff. I don't know. I didn't really notice it until now, like until I caught the Pidgey, so I was like, yeah, I'll just take a look, see what this is about. Yeah, now we're gonna go catch the Rattata. I'm gonna be like, so for like wild battles, once I've like caught a Pokemon, so like I caught the Pidgey, so anytime I find a Pidgey in the future, I'm gonna be like cutting it from like when I first engage it to like when I either like run away. If I run away, I'll probably just like leave it as it is, unless I run away way later into the battle. But if I run away instantly, I'll just leave it. But if I like attempt to catch the Pokemon, I'll like cut from like the beginning of the battle to like when I catch it, assuming it's an encounter that I've already done before. But for trainers, I'm gonna leave them in for now, even if I fought the Pokemon before. One, because the battles are usually pretty short, and two, I don't know, I just don't see much of a need to cut them at this time. I don't know, maybe if the battles actually like get a bit more challenging, I'll like think about it, but right now it just doesn't feel like there's much of a point. But here we go, catching an Oddish, which is actually a new Pokemon for this route. That's like one thing they have done in this game, is change a lot of the Pokemon available to you in the routes. Well, like, at least early on, I've noticed that, like, there's a few differences. Like, usually this route's just Rattata and Pidgey, and the one Pikachu that you get at the start of the game. But, yeah, there are a few other differences that I've noticed. At least I think they're different. But the Oddish is definitely different. So I'm checking this bush. I don't really know why. The bushes are kind of like deceiving. You wouldn't think you could walk through them, but you actually can. They do kind of bait me a little later. Yeah, they guys telling us about the ledges. I guess it's like the first time. Not really the first time, but like it's actually quite like interesting to see what the ledges actually look like instead of just like brown lines on the screen. Like these are like full big ledges that they jump down, and like this Rattata's after me. I find that some of the Pokemon do that, where they like just come at you, and it's like, damn, chill. But that's also another cool thing, is that the Pokemon following you, in the case it's Pikachu, can like find items randomly. And like if they do, they'll like go to it, and if you talk to them, they'll give you the item, which is pretty cool. I like that. It's like that one ability that some Pokemon have, like Zigzagoon I know has that one a lot. Where it just like finds items, and like you randomly check it, and sometimes it'll have an item. So it's kind of like that, which is kind of cool. But they don't have held items in this game, so I guess they couldn't really do that, and I guess they just built it into every Pokemon, which I think is pretty cool. I like that a lot. Like, I really do like seeing all the Pokemon in the overworld. I think that's such a cool feature. And it lets you, like, dodge wild battles that you want. And, like, something I'm still getting used to is that feeling of when you're walking through grass or, like, through a cave and you're just, like, anxiously waiting for that next battle to start. You just know it's coming, but they just don't, because there's no random battles. Like, you choose when to fight. And I think it's really cool. And it's something I hope they, like, try to bring into the next game. Like, there are some things I do want them to bring in to Generation 8, and that's one of them. I think they should have, like, a little bit of combination. Sort of like how in, like, Oris they had this, where you could, like, they had that thing on the bottom screen, like the Pokénav, I think it was. And, like, you could, like, search for specific Pokemon on that route, and they'd, like, pop up or whatever, like, random Pokemon. Some Pokemon would just, like, randomly pop up in the grass, and, like, you could sneak up behind them and get them. Something like that, but, like, more like this, where it's just, like, you can't just walk into them if you want to. But I don't know how they could, like, do it, really, with, like, a combination. I don't know. Even just going for the full overworld, I think, would be really cool. With, like, wild battles, instead of just catching. I think would be, I don't know. But maybe they should just keep it traditional in the Generation 8 game. I don't know. Yeah, obviously catching a second Rattata, so we skip that. So the whole reason I came over here was because in the previous games there was a rival battle here, so I wanted to see if there was a rival battle here, and unfortunately there was not, because this was actually one of the tougher ones too. I remember that your rival would actually have quite a high-level like a couple high-level Pokemon for this point in the game, and it was a pretty like out of the way rival battle too. It was like pretty random, so it was like kind of optional. So it was like kind of neat that they had that. Unfortunately, we can't enter the Pokemon League yet, but I figured I'd try. They do give you a lot of Pokeballs in this game. That is one thing I'll say, which is definitely a good thing, because you do need a lot of them, considering the point of the game is to catch Pokemon. Like trainer battles, they'll give you Pokeballs like most of the time, which is, I definitely think it's good. But here we go, finding a Nidoran female. Let's see if we can get this. That was a bit of a limp throw. That was just off. So as you can see, I do have a bit of trouble with it sometimes. I think sometimes it's me, sometimes I think it's the game. I'm not really too sure. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm doing it normally, how I always do. But, I don't know. I think it's just mostly the way I'm positioned. We got Pidgey levels, and that's pretty good. So I guess something to mention is that like the Pokemon have like a ring around them in the battles, and they have like another ring that's going into the center of the outer ring, and the color of that middle of the inner ring determines how easy it is to catch that Pokemon. So if it's green, that means it's pretty easy. If it's like yellow, amberish, that means it's like kind of difficult. And if it's like red, that means it's like really difficult. You can like affect that with berries. That's like the whole point of berries, is that I think it's the raspberry makes the Pokemon like easier to catch. Sometimes that can change the ring color, sometimes it doesn't. Also different Pokeballs. So like if a Pokeball, like right now a Pokeball for Spearow is green, but like in later Pokemon it'll be like a yellowish color. But if you swap it in a Great Ball, it'll be a green. So you gotta like find like the right combinations and stuff. But usually just using a better ball and like a berry will be enough. Sometimes just one, or sometimes just the other. But yeah, now we just caught a Spearow. It's like a 7th unique Pokemon or something like that. So getting quite a few Pokemon, which is pretty nice. Getting some fat levels. But with that said, that will be the end of this part of Let's Go Pikachu. I hope you did enjoy. It was a bit of a like I said, it's going to be a bit slow, especially at the start, because I'm trying to get I am trying to catch all the Pokemon, so that is going to be a thing. So sometimes I will be a little slow, but yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next part, hopefully. Goodbye.